Well, when we moved from Milwaukee, we've been a part of a Catholic church our whole lives. Nina and I were both raised Catholic, and it had been a very positive experience for the most part for us. And so we started looking for a church in the area to bring our kids to. I had been asking all the mommy friends that I was making where they went to church because they had kids. And so I just kept asking people, and a lot of people said Jacob's Well, and that they had a great kids program. And the first day, we were totally sold on it. Our son, Flint, who was maybe 5 at the time, I guess, or 4, came out of church. He was in the kids program for the first time, and he came out so excited about God Camp and how much he loved going to God Camp, and he wished he could go to God Camp the next day, and so disappointed that God Camp wasn't going to happen on Monday. So for us, that was just so cool to have our kids come out of church excited.
So our family and our children have grown a lot since coming here to Jacob's Well. Really kind of deepened their faith, and they're starting to take maybe even some leadership roles insofar as my oldest son joining Rush, which has been really positive for him. Not only has it been a way that he's been able to express his faith and sort of exercise some of his spiritual muscle, he's also had the opportunity to really identify as a Christian.
Flint is a deep thinker. You know, he just has a lot of questions, and he has lots of questions about God, and you know, they're not all like, I think God is great, but he has lots of questions about, well, why would God do this, and how does this work if God's good, but then he let the flood happen, you know, and that killed people, you know. And I love that he has a safe place to ask those questions. Roxanne has just been great, and Mr. Shannon, and they let him ask questions, and those are good questions. And because he can ask questions, I think his faith is going to be so much more his own. And he shares his faith at school. He goes to a public school, and he is, you know, his friends know that he's a Christian, and he talks to people about Christ in his life, and I just think it's beautiful. And Jade, who's our second oldest, she's in 4th grade, and she was the one who got the ball rolling actually for our family to do the baptisms this last summer at Splash. We had talked about it. We'd all had baptisms as infants, Catholic, you know, in the Catholic Church, but we'd kind of been processing that as a family, what that meant to be baptized as an adult or as an older child, where it was your choice and not your parents' choice. As Splash was coming up, it was like 2 days away when I mentioned it to them that we were going, and Jade said, I really wanted to do that. I really wanted to be baptized. And I had been waiting for one of our kids to be ready, because I wanted to do it as well, but I really wanted to do it together at the same time as one of our kids when they were ready. So she got the ball rolling, and we decided that it was time for, you know, the 4 of us who were ready to make that step and have our baptism.
It just seemed like a way for our entire family to sort of reaffirm their identity, both as individual Christians, but also as a Christian family. So I thought it was important that we did it all together.
Our youngest daughter, who's 6, after our baptisms here at Splash, a week later, she came up to me and she said, I really want to be baptized. I really want to tell the world that I follow Jesus. And she, you know, she just really owns her faith, and in a beautiful childlike way. And so we talked about it, well, maybe the next baptism at Jacob's Well, or maybe the next Splash, or maybe next year. And she's like, why can't I do it now? And so we said, you know, really, why can't you? You know, why can't we? And so we went down to the lake where we live, and we baptized her, and we asked her if she affirmed her faith and if she was a follower of Jesus, and she said yes. And it was just such a beautiful moment that she really wanted to take that step as well, and she felt ready. Just exciting that there's a place, that Jacob's Well is a place that families can come into when they're, you know, just spiritually hungry and thirsty, and that they're welcomed and they find a place for their kids. And I think it's exciting that the church is growing, and that there's a need for looking at what the future looks like.